Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the NOCO GENIUS5. It is a battery trickle charger, also a battery maintainer, pretty much the same thing. I'm going to do a quick review on this and give you guys my thoughts on it. But before we get started, I want to talk about what a trickle charger is and why you might need one. So, if you have car battery or any kind of battery just lying around that you don't want it to die or you just don't want it to go bad, then you're going to need a trickle charger. What a trickle charger does is it just sends small, steady charges to your battery to maintain it and to charge it so that it doesn't die and so that sulfation doesn't happen to the battery and kills it. So that's what a trickle charger is, and that's why you'll need one. So about this NOCO Genius 5, let's talk about what's inside the box first. So what you get is you get the product itself, and then it's also inside the box here, you get a wall mount, and there's also two extra pamphlets in there. One is the accessories to show you what other accessory cables that you can use. So this is the wall mount right here. It comes with screws as well. So if you want to mount this to the wall, you could. And like I said, this accessory pamphlet. So they got all these other cables. If you want, you could get these cables. You could disconnect this one right here and just put these other cables on there. And then it just shows you what products that they have. And then there's this safety thing, just tells you what to do and what not to do with this product. So we'll throw all this aside, we'll talk about the product. So the NOCO Genius 5, this is how it looks like. It's really small, really compact, really portable, or do what I do, just leave it in the garage because that's where I keep my batteries. You get this power cable here. This thing is 72 inches long. And then you also get this clamp cable here. This is 80 inches long. And like I said, if you wanted to use a different type of cable on here, you could just disconnect this, disconnect the clamp, and then connect a different cable if you want to. Me, I don't need to. I use the clamps. And then also, if your car battery or your whatever kind of battery you want to charge doesn't use the clamps, doesn't have posts, you also have these eyelets right here too. So all you have to do is just unscrew that, and then you can use the eyelets and then just screw it onto the battery. It also works that way too. All right, so now I have the NOCO Genius 5 plugged in. Once you plug it in, you're gonna be in this standby phase. When you're pressing stuff, it's not gonna work because you need to connect it to a battery. So I'm gonna do that now. You're gonna connect the red to the positive, and then connect the negative to the black to the negative. And then you're still gonna be in the standby phase, but now once you press it, it's gonna ask you to select the battery type. So all these are 12-volt batteries. But you have your AGM. This is just your regular. You have AGM and lithium. As you can see, it's already detecting the battery right now to see what level it's at. But I'm just for the video, I'm just gonna cycle through these. So then you have lithium now. And then you press and hold this for 3 seconds. And then your 6-volt is gonna show up now. So that's how you get to the 6-volt if you have a 6-volt battery. And then just again, I'll show you guys. That lights up. You press that again, that's going to be 12-volt repair. So if your battery needs repair, then you will go to that mode, which is just going to repair your battery. And then there's a last one, which is a force mode. So let's just say my battery here is just dead. Not dead, but it's below 1 volt. If it's below 1 volt, then this thing's not going to detect it. So what you have to do is you have to press and hold this for 7 seconds. And then once you do that, all this lights up. It's going to ask you to select what type of battery it is. And then once you do that, sorry, I just went over the whole thing. Once you go past 6 volt and you press it again, it's going to reset to standby. So it's going to ask you to select it. So let's just say I'm at 12 volt AGM. I stop there. I wait. And now this thing is going to chase. As you see, it's chasing. That means that it's forcing the battery to charge. And once it's going to do this for 5 minutes, it's going to force it to charge. But if you notice that once after it does this, and this doesn't stay lit and it's not keeping it charged after 5 minutes or so, and it goes back to the standby phase, that means that you got to get this battery checked by a professional, check to make sure that there really is nothing wrong with this. Because after the force mode, if it still goes back to this phase, then there's something wrong with the battery, and you should probably get it checked instead of forcing it again. But that's pretty much how this whole thing works. It's really cool. It's pretty much like a smart trickle charger. It has temperature control, so if it's too hot, it's not gonna overheat and overcharge your battery. If it's too cold, it's gonna just charge you a little bit more because the weather outside is really cold. It also has smart charging, so it's not gonna overcharge your battery. And just all the modes that I talked to you guys about, the repair, the 6 volts, and then the type of different batteries, and then the force mode as well. So really cool, really great trickle charger. If you're looking for one, I definitely recommend NOCO. They make really good trickle chargers. I have 2 of these already in my garage, and these work on a variety of different batteries, ATVs, tractors, car, SUV, boats, jet skis, campers, you name it. If the battery is within 12 volts or 6 volts, then you can definitely use it. Use this to maintain your battery, prevent it from dying, prevent sulfation from happening to the battery, so that you don't have to waste your money and go buy a brand new battery. So if you're looking for a great trickle charger, check out the NOCO Genius 5. They also have the 1 and the 10. Check those out.